the door for people to be like, oh, ugh, you know, I don't like transgender people. I'm going to ask her out on a date, and then I'm going to beat the out of her or something.
So why did you give this child that life if you already start thinking this way? You know, like this is you did this. Like you didn't think this through before you gave this child that narrative. Like, so I don't know what Jeanette's issue is here. That is so morbid. That really is. And you want to know what's even crazier? They highlight that so much on this show, but I've never heard of that happening. I mean, maybe you guys know something I don't. You know, drop a comment below. Let me know. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. But that comment, like, I I'm seeing trans people in relationships. So why would that be a thing?
Even finished my first meal and my parents are already all over me. I just think this is gonna be a very long summer.
She's rushing into a summer beach party, and I don't know if that's good or not. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So keep your phone next to you in case we need to reach either of you.
Just don't worry about it.
Friends have been talking about having an after party.
Do you know where Jazz is?
Jazz has her GPS on, but she's not at the beach anymore.
Do you normally track Jazz?
Yeah, I probably track Jazz more than the other kids because I worry about her the most.
Hello?
This is not normal. It is not. It's not sane. It is obsessive. You know, like our parents are definitely supposed to be worried about us, right? But this is obsessive. And what's going on anyway here with this here? Like, so this is the beginning of the episode where they give you a they like break down what's going to come up. Okay, so I don't know what this guy's doing here. I mean, so this is what it is. A bunch of guys like doing things. This is what I'm seeing.
I just want to let you know that your mom's outside.
My mom?
Yeah.
When will the day come where you know?
All right, so you know what? Let's move on because I don't want to like get all of that in there.
Sleeping. I wish I was sleeping.
I'm definitely a little pissed off because I feel like, okay, I'm 21, I'm a grown adult. Like, why is my mom still chasing after me? I just want them to trust me as I enter adulthood that I'm gonna make wise decisions and that they don't need to be a part of every single
21. So we've gone through like, and now that I've gotten, you know what? So I've figured out how to like really share the episodes in a certain way. We might really go all the way. Maybe we start from the beginning, go all the way back. I don't know. But so 21, it's been however many years of the show, probably. Well, at this point, this was season 7. So all this time has passed. And look at what the result is.
aspect of my life.
I'm going to kindly serve you breakfast, even though you should be serving me breakfast.
What?
Yeah, for the aggravation.
I wanted you to have faith in me and to trust me to, you know, have a good night out.
I trust you.
Yeah.
I just don't trust the world around you.
Maybe like again, that's insane. Like, first of all, can we even talk about moms like Botox? They did too much. They did too much. Dad is still back here, just kind of in the corner, you know, still just like whoopsie daisy. I don't know. Anyway, but they did too. I mean, this is like, I'm going to, when I edit this, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm thinking of when I see this face right here. Now, I trust you, but I don't trust the world around you. Yeah, but that has to end after a certain time. Like when I first started driving, my father, he used to be like, you have to act like you're the only one that has a brain. Like everybody else on the road is crazy and you're not. That's it. And that's all. Don't make it, you know, like don't give anybody even the thought that they know what they're doing. You need to know what you're doing. And I never took that advice or that, you know, I've never taken that out of my mind, right? I always carry that with me when I'm driving. Now, that doesn't mean that I drive and I'm like, they're all crazy. No, but it's just a good rule of thumb, like where I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? What's he doing? You know, and I'm on it. But after a while, you know, how long are you going to be afraid of the world around this person who, by the way, you gave them this life? You gave them this life. Did you not think about this?
Maybe you should have tried to call one of my friends or approach the situation a little bit differently. It was embarrassing. I was with Sandra the
Zach
whole
was
time.
worried
and
too. We were both
Was Sandra
worried.
not answering his phone?
Sandra was incognito.
Sandra's
You were
here
not-
now.
Yeah, where were you?
We're talking about last night. What happened?
I was taking selfies.
Mr. Voicemail.
Taking selfies.
Do you know your phone is just set to go to voicemail?
Okay, so what happened was, okay, oh my goodness, we're gonna have to look at that full episode when I do another set. Like, I'll record that, But what happened was Jazz went to a beach party, and then they went to an after party, and then they couldn't find Jazz. And what's funny, this is a 21-year-old. Like, I mean, you definitely should care about your kids. But my parents, like 21, they weren't going to get in the car and find me. I think at 21, I was still living at home at 21. I moved out at 26, right? So they weren't gonna like get in the car to find me. They did get upset when I would like spend the night out and not answer or tell them where I'm going. Like, not even when I would like, yo, I'm not coming home tonight, right? Like, which I totally can understand that, right? But at least let the night finish. Like, let the night go on before you go popping up at the party. That's literally what Jeanette did, and only for Jazz. If it was Sandra, they wouldn't have did it.
We are not okay with Jazz ignoring us. She's under our roof. She has to follow our rules, and just to fall off the radar, even though the bubble's there, and just ignore us is not cool.
I wasn't really thinking, oh my God, we need to
But
call.
look, but we're not okay with Jazz doing it. Jazz was with her brother. They're not okay with Jazz doing it. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be okay with the meal ticket doing it too if that's how I was living. So, but Jazz is with the brother. So what's that about?
Call mom and dad and tell them we went somewhere else. I figured that you all would trust that, I got Jazz's back, and also it's not my job to be Jazz's parent, and
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's a bit much, right? Like, he has every right to feel that way. First of all, they probably weren't out that late. Like, they probably were out. It's Mike. I think where do they live? They live in Florida. Even if they don't live in Miami, Florida has a lot of like nice places where you could just go and just like hang out. Like, the beach is always around. Even if they lived in Fort Myers, there's like fun things to do in Fort Myers, Naples, all of that. I used to live in Florida, so I'm just a little biased to Florida. But anyway, but I highly doubt that they were like out till 5 o'clock in the morning. They weren't, especially because mom didn't even get a chance to be out that long. Nobody calls their parents and says, all right, I'm at the beach party now, then we're going to go to the club later. You just get home. You do just get, I mean, it would be nice to be like, yo, I might be home at 3 a.m, right? I get that. A nice little text message, but that's not what even got a chance to happen here.
I trust that Jazz, I get it. She's transgender, but like, to me, Jazz is just Jazz, and she's a human, and she.
By the way, when he said that, he was annoyed. Like, he definitely was annoyed. Like, I get it. She's transgender, whatever that is. But he's annoyed.
She can handle her own.
I think it's more about checking in, don't you think?
Yeah, but
Jeanette,
in
wouldn't you
this-
just if somebody had just checked in and said, we're doing this, we're doing that?
With Jazz, we trust that you're with her, and like both your phones are dead. There's a lot of hate out there.
And he's just sitting there, like, just how does this person even grow up to be some semblance of a normal human being, right? For real. Because if they're just talking about, well, Jazz this, and we couldn't find Jazz, and he's just sitting there just listening. It's like they baby this person the whole time. I mean, just the whole time, right? It doesn't make sense, the dynamic. It really doesn't.
They're more than ever, and we just worry.
But they're only worried about Jazz. And how does that make him? See, this is the part that didn't make it in the video, because I would have been like, in the footage, I would have been like, okay, what about? But I keep hearing that y'all are worried about Jazz. Nobody was worried about me. The only reason why you were mad my phone was off is because I was with Jazz.
But Jazz, how do you feel? Like, do you feel like they should be this down your back?
I want to be able to go out there and not have to worry about my mom showing up and crashing the whole party.
Did you have fun at the party?
It was a beach party.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you tell us details?
My golly. Yo, like, this lady is annoying. And it's like, well, how do you feel, Jazz, about but they did. I mean, I would like to go out and not have my mom crash the party. I would have been mortified. I'd have been like, what is going on? Like, your mom's outside. I'd have been like, I gotta go out the back door. Like, this is crazy.
Okay. It's secretive?
This is only
So we
as a
are-
need-to-know basis?
We arrived at the party and I mean, look, I was in my head. I don't even know why I got in my head or what happened. It just kind of happens and I kind of just like, okay, I'm in my head now. I try not to worry my parents when I get
What is this? I'm in my head. I really okay. Apparently, I purchased the wrong episode, right? Like, what is that? Like, because I know what it is. I know what it is. But let's see what Jazz is going to explain it to be.
in my head like this, but like the truth is we're just all so close and involved in each other's lives that every little negative emotion I experience, my parents are going to know about. However, I am older now and I feel like I'm finally starting to feel I don't need my parents to govern my emotions. My thoughts are my own and I'm the one who has to be responsible and accountable for ensuring that I'm in a good headspace, and that's not for them to worry about.
I could kind of tell how to get.
That is a lot of work to do. My thoughts are my own. So the parents, they get scared all the time that Jazz is going to really sit back and think. Now, Jazz is at a beach party, so you can only imagine what the chicks at the beach party look like, even though there were transgender people at the beach party, but they're like skinnier, and they didn't do the whole puberty at blocking at 11 years old, right? So they have a more defined face. Definitely did not look like somebody's auntie, right? So Jazz probably got in, you got this going on here, and you got these girls that are like, and they're not girls, they're boys, right? I hate that. I do that. But anyway, you got these people that are definitely smaller. They got that look, that fashionable look, and Jazz is wondering, like, why don't I look like that? I don't feel like that, And this is a whole different thing. Those people who picked that up at that age, like whatever age they must have really started doing this, maybe they started like doing that at the age of 13, 14 or whatever. Something happened. They didn't let the kids go through the puberty. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know their full story. I'd have to hear it because I usually can pick up the thing that the thing that clicked that made it go this way. Anyway, but they did it at an older age. Jazz was given this at a young age, so it didn't add up. It doesn't add up, and it's just, not only is it not adding up, sometimes it doesn't feel real, because I personally think that there's times where Jazz is like, I'm tired of living like this. Like I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I said when I was 2, but like, damn, like it's a bit much. So
I'm in a good headspace, and that's not for them to worry about.
I could kind of tell how to get into the after party that you were a little out of it.
Just my mind is so overactive, it's really hard for it to quiet down.
What is overactive?
I mean,
What are you comparing to? You don't know what other people.
So he knows what he said. Dad, this is the first time I've watched Sander actually be normal for a second, because he knows what he's asking. What, your mind is overactive. That's not normal. So it's like you're saying you don't have control of your thoughts, but you do. You're thinking realistic things.
People's minds are like.
I'm just talking about my mind.
Your mind moves a lot. Yes, you think a lot.
That's all obvious. I said. It's just a fear of being judged. That's what it really breaks down to, because I just feel like people, not that they could read my mind or read my thoughts, but that they could like feel my energy and they feel that I'm off. And I don't like people knowing that I'm off,
So there it is, guys. What that answer was, I always have to be on, I always have to be on, like I always have to be sitting on ready. It's time to perform. And sometimes I live my life like this all the time, all day. I'm in performance mode because they told me I said something when I was 2, and I'm not even sure if I did say it, and that creeps into my mind. So even when the cameras aren't on, I'm still performing because I kind of feel like I can't go on with this, but here it is, But so, and my energy is going to show that I just simply can't take this anymore. Okay? So that's what that is there. That's exactly what Jazz is saying. You know, this whole thing about my mind is out of control. But no, you're having realistic thoughts. And so this is where, allegedly, in my opinion, the Risperdal that probably, allegedly, in my opinion, would come into play. It just doesn't make sense to me how it works, because that's a very good medication. Risperdal is a really good medication. I'm not prescribing anything, allegedly, in my opinion, you know, but it does clear up thoughts. I've seen it do some pretty remarkable things. But what does it do for a person who's actually having realistic thoughts? I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.